Hi guys, welcome to the next video. So today is another look with the You Can Be Exotic Flavours. As you can see, I've gone for the pinky tones. There is so many colours. I'm doing another live on Monday. Every Monday there's a live. If you haven't seen the live, do check it out. It's in my live section. Every Monday at 6 o'clock I do them, and every Wednesday and Saturday is a video. But because this palette is so vast, we are going to continue to do the colours, but I wanted to do a video just so we could get a little bit more videos and content about how amazing it actually is. So the last time I did green and gold, and that's what's on the live today, I've gone for like the pink and creamy pinks, and then I've gone in with my Fenty Beauty Rihanna mascara, and I've done all my makeup so we can really just kind of concentrate on the palette itself. It's an absolutely amazing palette. It's £8 on Amazon. The staying power is really good. There's no fallout. You Can Be are a eyeshadow foundation mascara company, but look at this. Even the packaging was amazing. I like the fact that it shows you what you can actually do. It's very specific in terms of the eyes on the packaging as well. I've got another look from a couple of years ago. So what I do, guys, because I had a lot of requests, what do you do when your eyeshadow is starting to get it's kind of a year or two down the line? So to prevent mold, guys, a lot of makeup artists, and something personal to you that you might find useful, is use 90% alcohol, put it in a spray bottle and spray it all the time. Every, say, 3 to 4 weeks, spray it, and that will keep it fresh. Obviously it won't keep it fresh for 6 or 7 years, anything like that, but it certainly will extend the eyeshadows. So I've had this since 2021. I still use it, and as you can see, it's absolutely perfect. There's no mold, nothing like that, but that is just something I was asked. And if you do use, you get 90% alcohol on most beauty websites. You can get it on Amazon, and it really does kind of make your eyeshadows last longer. So yes, this is what I did today. Again, I didn't do any eyeliner. I really wanted the pink to show. I've used for foundation, I've just used the tinted hydrator, which I would call maybe a BB cream. It says medium to light coverage. I would say light. And it does have, it's very non-greasy as well, which is really good. Then I just used the e.l.f. Day to Night, and I used mine in day because I didn't want anything to take over too much. Then I used my Makeup by Mario just over the foundation, just to give a little bit of a glossy shine. It is bright out, but it's so bright because I have blinds. The reason I've closed the blinds is that there was like lines going through my face. So we're using my camera lights today. So yeah, so let's go ahead. I always use Profusion, and this is the eye primer. You can get it in skin color, but mine's in white. It's just a pigment base. It's very good. You can apply it either with your fingers or a brush. I've seen some people, just going to dot it on the hand to warm it up. I've seen some people apply it with a beauty blender. I like to just dot it with the finger. The warmth of your hands really helps. So I'm just going to take my little finger there, take it on there, and just dot it all over the lid. And it does look really ghostly when you put it on, but when it warms up to the skin, it's amazing. You can get a kind of a skin tone, but I like this, particularly when I'm using it. If I ever have to use it on a client or anything like that in the future, I see exactly, so it doesn't matter what their skin tone is, I see exactly where the product is going. And then you can use a brush, but I like to use the warmth of my hands just to kind of spread that product around. So yes, there will be a live on another look on Monday, but there's so many beautiful colours you can do, guys, that I thought, why not do this Wednesday's video on another colour we could do. Saturday's video will then be the requested travel essentials and travel beauty and skincare kind of advice that I would do when you're traveling or you're going somewhere and you don't want to bring absolutely everything. So I've got some products, I've got some things like that that might be useful to you. That's on Saturday. So yeah, that's just going to get a bit tacky. So I actually went into the inner lid first. Instead of going for that crease colour, I went in, and I'm going to show you with this one here. So I did that all over the lid, but I focused it really more on the inner section, but I did go all over the lid. I'm going to use my this is just the Fluffy Eye Blender, and this is from e.l.f. So I'm going to go in with that color, and I'm just using it to go all over the lid, not going to go too high. And then I'm going to use my fingers for the peachier tone, which is the one on the inner corner that you can see here. So if I just show you, it's the third colour in, this one here. We're going to go in again with my fingers and really focus on the inner corner. That's what it looks like, really, really pigmented. There you can see how pigmented that is. And I really like bright glitters or very kind of bright colours on the inner corner because it makes you look, it just widens your eyes. It really does. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring it over. So that's what I did. I then went onto to cut the crease with this, and it might come off. I have a feeling this is going to come off a little bit reddish with this deeper pink to cut the crease, which is the colour you see here. So we're going to go in with a separate blender brush. Okay, from e.l.f., but it's just really fluffy, really, really nice. I'm going to go in, I'll show you what it looks like on the brush. So it looks like we're going to tap off that excess, and we're just going to start really gently, guys. Now, if you have hooded eyes, always start. So I have slightly hooded eyes, meaning that my eye kind of droop, my skin kind of comes over, not completely, but over the eye, and the bone isn't kind of as, the eyeshadow bone isn't really as prominent as it would be on somebody else. So what I do is, and I would do it on a client too if I had to, is I'll go a little bit above my natural crease so that you're not putting all that effort into eyeshadow, and it's not actually, when you face forward, it's not being seen. So that's what I'm doing. And you can see I start off really light, but I build it up. And I also use another pink, which I'll show you. But I think this is a beautiful colour for a night out. If you're going out, summer and, well, spring is here, summer is here. And if you're somebody who generally just likes to wear really nice, colourful clothes, you know, eyeshadow, this is a really nice look to do. So, okay. I'm just bringing that up and I'm looking forward. So if you have, your skin slightly comes over, don't do what most people would do and kind of slightly lift their eye up and go in, because when you go down, it's not going to be seen. So do have that normal kind of eye movement, because then you're going to see what you've applied. Okay. This next color is gorgeous. What I want to show you guys, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's the really bright pink that you see on the outer V, and this is it here. Now there's 48 colors in this. I think I said that on my live. There is no black. That's the only thing. This is the deepest color here, a very, very deep brown, but there's no black. So that's the only thing I would say. If you're somebody who really, really likes to kind of blend the outer corners or likes the deep smoky eyes, they don't have that. They have the they're kind of a very cool toned brown. But I think most eyeshadow palettes that you would have in your collection most probably have a black eyeshadow. So what we're going to do on the outer V, and I'm going to swatch this, guys. Look how pigmented that is. So I actually went in and started from the outer corner. Look how pigmented, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. And then I went in again just with a very clean blender brush. You can see how quick this look is coming together. I do go back, guys, just because I know you can see it there. I do go back and bring this color up a bit in a moment with a separate color. So we're just gonna really focus on what we did there, bringing that in. It does tone it down, and that's how it kept to this color. If you didn't, you could just leave it on as you've applied it with your finger. But that's it again. Look how beautiful that is, honestly. And I think it would kind of, all of these colors can suit various eye colors as well. So I know I've got brown eyes, but blue eyes would make this pop, green eyes, hazel eyes. I think all of these colors, and I'll put a little bit here just to show you the depth. Absolutely beautiful. And I think I find that when I have brighter colors on my eyes, because I do have brown eyes, I kind of feel a bit more kind of confident. So that's what that looks like. We're now going to go back with the same blender brush and go back into that deeper pink here, just here, and we're going to go again cutting that crease but lifting it a bit more so you can see kind of where it was before. And the reason I did all my makeup really beforehand is because I really wanted to focus on the eyeshadow. Okay, just tapping that off again. I've used a couple of separate brushes for these, because I don't want to go in with too much product on one and then go in and try to blend it and the product is still there and it just, there's too much. So I've got my, this is my Bella and Bear, and they don't do these eyeshadow palettes anymore. Now, about 10 years ago, guys, I did a review on Bella and Bear and I got a 6-set eyeshadow palette. If you know these brushes are still available, definitely let me know. I'll pop the video link either here or down below in the description bar. Bella and Bear are a company, the packaging is beautiful. They're just their actual the make and what they used for the brushes was absolutely perfect. They wash really well. I mean, that goes to show how long I've had this brush. But when I went to kind of restock and look at various other brushes, they didn't have them anymore. So yes, they're called Bella and Bear, and they do really beautiful brushes. So if they're still around, let me know, because they're really good value for money, but also the quality of the brushes is really good. So now you can see we're kind of getting the same effect as we have over here. I wanted to do one look, one eye for you to see, just so you could see kind of where I'm going with the look. And then if you find like you want to blend it out with a completely different brush, you can. And then what I do is I go into the inner corners of the eye, back in again with that peach. Okay, just gonna wipe off my hands here, I've got so much pink. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and I'm just looking at the corner of the eye there, and then I'm using that just under the brow. So you kind of see where I'm going with that. And then what you can do just to enhance that colour before we go in with our mascara, I just wanted to kind of brighten that up again. So reapply that peach, and I'll just show you the one I mean. This one here, reapplying that. What I'll do is I'll go off camera, do my mascara and come back. Okay guys, so that's the mascara done, and I did bring that pink just under the eye too, just to kind of give it more of a kind of nice look, something different. You could certainly put eyelashes on, false lashes. Fenty, I find I've got the tester version of a gift card. It's their Fenty Hella Black mascara. Really like the applicator in this. It's a fiber lash mascara, but it doesn't take off too much product. And I think I've said this before in videos. Sometimes you can have a really good quality in terms of the mascara itself, and then the brush just lets it down because it might be too thick. It might take out too much. So no matter how much you put your mascara on carefully, or if you're an expert at it, you're constantly kind of spending time wiping off extra product that you don't need. So yes, this is the look, guys. Pink is just one of my favorite colors to use as eyeshadow. I don't do it as often as I should, really. But this palette, I really wanted to give it, and that's why I'm doing another 2 lives with it. I really wanted to give it credit, because once you have your primer on, and there's a lot of high end out there. I just got a sample of Pat McGrath, which is lovely to get, but I do find that there's other eyeshadows, guys, that can do the same thing. So just get yourself a really good eye primer. It's not that expensive. It's still on Amazon. But yes, this is it, guys. So we have used these 3 today, and then the white here too. Again, the only thing it doesn't have is a black, but I think that can be forgiven. I think probably because they focus so much on pastels and strong bright colors that maybe the black wasn't really thought of. They do have the glitters and shimmers that you see. If there was a white glitter or shimmer or pink glitter or shimmer, I would have put that in the inner corners. Now I do have that in another palette, but I wanted to focus this on the entire palette really. And then you've got the really bright pastel colors here too. So that's the look, guys. It was really enjoyable to do. It actually doesn't take very long either. They blend really well. So again, do take a look for it. It's on Amazon. Not very expensive at all. I will look at the price now, and I'll just pop it down below what it is. I don't know in the US if it's available. I know in the UK and Europe in general it is available, but I can check that and put it in the description below. So yes, guys, this is the end of the video. Not very long, but I did want to do my makeup off screen so that we could just focus on the eyes today. So this is the finished look. There will be pictures on my YouTube posts, TikTok and Instagram. Thank you for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.